Told you I have friends in high places.
Why? Any reason you didn't call it in?
Wanted to hand it to you on a platter. Can't have CID taking all the glory, can we, Grace? Do you want us to bring him in?
Well, no, we're here now, so lead on. Well, obviously, we don't have your contacts, but we got to Kelvin through a payment made by him via several filters by Warren Oldfield.
Club manager?
Yep.
Kelvin? Kelvin Henderson? The Sunhill Police.
Sarge!
Is it live?
Yeah, don't move, don't move. Keep still.
Sierra Oscar from 30. I need scenes of crime and all available units for immediate door-to-door. 7 Ashburton House, Bronte Estate.
What's this? Oh dear, Kelvin, you're not having a good day, are you? He's awake, Sarge. Hello, Kelvin. I'm DC Masters. This is Sergeant Stone, Sunhill.
Kelvin?
Who did this to you, Kelvin? Hmm? You know, if you're scared, we can protect you. We could help you. You could have been killed.
You want to help me? I don't think so.
What makes you say that?
You're police, aren't you?
Fine. You don't want protection. Maybe we can appeal to your sense of self-preservation.
And what have you got on me that I should be so worried about?
Evidence of you dealing at the 222 club last night.
Why don't you tell me about your relationship with Warren Oldfield? Maybe we can come to some sort of arrangement.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, then let me help jog your memory. Maybe it's got something to do with the 10 grams worth of wraps we found on you.
The big bag of drugs that I found planted in my bedroom before I got knocked out. Yeah, I've been here before, Detective. You framed me once, shame on you. Plant drugs on me twice, shame on me.
What are you talking about?
When I got home, I seen that someone had been there, so I had a look about. And guess what I found tucked in my cupboard? A big bag of drugs that I'd never seen before in my life.
You were about to call us and tell us all about it, weren't you?
Yeah, well, we'll never know, will we? Like 5 minutes later, a guy walks in and knocks me out with a lead pipe. Right, I know what it sounds like, but you've got to believe me. I've never seen those drugs before in my life. Like, sure, I do a wee deal or two at the club. Right, but that's just to make a wee bit of money. The last drugs I had were taken off me by one of your guys. PC Andrew Tipping.
You know him, then?
I know him. How could I forget him? He's the one who framed me 18 months ago. I've been out 2 weeks and he turns up at my favourite club. A bit of a coincidence, don't you think?
And why would he want to frame you?
Your guess is as good as mine. But you can understand why I'm not too trusting of the police, so if you don't mind, that's all I've got to say.
Well, one of our curtain switchers says she saw someone come to the Hendersons' flat about 2:25 this afternoon. She noticed it because he seemed to be fiddling with the front door lock.
Well, she didn't think that was suspicious enough to call the police.
Well, apparently it seemed to happen during an ad break and she didn't want to miss her Inspector Morse repeat. But she did give a pretty good description. It's a match for our Andrew Tipping.
Right, we better tell Sarge. We'll also want to take a look at these.
Ain't that Tipping's girlfriend?
Yep, looks like she was in a relationship with Kelvin as well.
What? Before him or after him?
That's irrelevant, didn't you?
Sergeant Stone. I was wondering when you'd be turning up. My sergeant warned me you're out of control. Do you want to be the one who puts the cuffs on?
Right now, I just want to chat.
Coffee? What about you? I could use some.
No real time for that, Andrew. In less than 5 minutes, you're going to be arrested on suspicion of assault and perverting the course of justice. Nothing I can do about that now, even if I did want to.
What are you waiting for, then? You're so sure of yourself? You caution me and get on with it.
Because I want to give you the chance to talk. Talk about stuff that won't later be relying on in court.
Oh, you mean the bit where I forget to mention that Sally here let me get rid of vital evidence? On the subject of perverting the course of justice and all.
Sally did you a favour. You're going to repay that favour by keeping your mouth shut. As far as CID are concerned, you got rid of that coke you took off Kelvin the moment we arrived on the scene. Sally never saw it, and I never heard about it.
Or what?
Or I arrest Harriet for conspiracy.
What are you talking about? Harriet's got nothing to do with this.
Come on, Andrew. You only had a couple of raps on you. You must have taken loads off Kelvin. Where did they go?
The only person you spoke to before me was Harriet.
It's not what you think, and you keep her out of
I
this.
didn't drag her into
I
it.
just don't want to get hurt.
That wasn't how it looked when we went to visit her this morning.
What are you talking about? I love her.
She doesn't love you. She's got the bruises to prove it.
That was Henderson. And what do you think I followed her to the club for? I knew she was seeing him again. I knew he was using his fists on her again.
So you went to teach him a lesson?
No, I went to make him stop.
Well, you certainly stopped him a couple of hours ago. You almost killed him.
What are you talking about?
Somebody took a lead pipe to Kelvin's head and turned his flat over.
What, you think I did that?
Oh, if it wasn't you, who was it?
I don't know. I don't care.
Well, you should. The CID think it was you. And they got a witness that places you at the scene.
Well, I better get my story straight then, eh? Now, caution me. I want to speak to my solicitor.
Do you admit that you were at Kelvin Henderson's flat at 2:25 this afternoon?
Yeah.
But you deny assaulting him?
Well, Kelvin wasn't in his flat when I was there.
Oh, so how did you get in?
Do you think he's telling the truth about not assaulting Henderson?
I wanted to return...
It's got a hard time convincing Joe and Grace.
Return it or plant it?
I wanted to arrest Kelvin Henderson for possession of drugs, and I'd done it last night. Look, he's trying to get Harriet back on drugs. That's why I went to the club to warn him off.
Harriet Maguire, your former girlfriend.
Yeah.
Harriet Maguire, Kelvin Henderson's
Yes.
former fiancée. So you can see why it might look to us that you have a motive for assaulting him.
Of course, but I didn't.
Who do you think assaulted Kelvin?
Well, I don't know, and I don't really care. Kelvin Henderson is a liar. A drug dealer, likes to use his fists on women. For his sort, what goes around inevitably comes around.
It was just whoever assaulted him was clearly looking for something.
Well, probably drugs or money. Dealers attract this sort of thing.
Well, that's just it. His flat was torn apart, and yet Calvin had thousands of pounds worth of drugs and cash on his person.
So does that sound like someone looking for drugs or money to you?
No, it's not.
He's not been out of jail long. It just seems odd that he'd already have enemies as determined as the person who assaulted him.
In fact, according to his mobile phone records, your man's only called 3 people outside of Chinese takeaways and sex lines.
For the benefit of the tape, I'm showing the suspect exhibit KW3, Kelvin Henderson's phone lists. One of the numbers is yours.
Yeah, I rang him yesterday afternoon. I got the answer phone. I was going to give him a friendly warning to get out of London. But he wasn't there, so I went to the club.
The other number is an unregistered mobile. Do you recognise it?
It's Harriet's. What is it?
This call was made to Harriet around the time that Kelvin was being assaulted. If it wasn't you, then why would the person who beat Kelvin half to death be interested in Harriet?
Do you think there's any chance that Kelvin's given Harriet whatever it is these people are looking for?
Well, I don't know, but you've got to get to her. You've got to make sure she's okay.
Well, get yourself round to Harriet Maguire's and bring her in immediately. She could be in danger.
I thought, what do you nick this tip in? Sounds Harriet in any danger?
Your guess as good as mine, mate. Ready?
Yeah.
Mr. Maguire? Stand up, please! Can you hear me?
Look down there. All right, no.
This place been turned over.
All right.
Mr. Maguire?
Okay, all right. See you later.
Well! Hey! You all right?
Get after him!
Sierra Oscar 543. Officer injured. Suspect approximately 5'11", blue jeans, navy jacket, a balaclava, driving a blue Vauxhall. Index November 821, Romeo Tango Hotel, over.
Oh, you all right?
Here, Olive.
Where's Harriet?
She's with the FME.
Did she get hurt?
No, just a bit of shock, I think.
Kezia, where are we at with tracing the suspect's car?
Registered to a Mrs. Angela Hall. She's 85 years old and hasn't driven a car for 5 years.
No, it's a stolen, yeah?
Not necessarily. She says she gave it to her niece for a boyfriend to drive, but she's a bit confused about names. I've left messages with her niece to call.
Good. You know, Kelvin must have known that the guys who turned his flat over would come to the same